Okay, I have another movie plot for you guys. This time, we are going into Shrek. So, let's get started with this. Shrek is an antisocial and highly territorial ogre who loves the solitude of his swamp and enjoys fending off mobs and intruders. But his life is interrupted after the dwarfish Lord Farquaad of Duloc exiles a vast number of fairy tale creatures who inadvertently end up in the swamp. Angered by the intrusion, Shrek decides to visit Farquaad and demand him to move the creatures elsewhere. Shrek reluctantly allows to take a talking donkey whom he saved from Farquaad's guards before to tag along and guide him to Duloc. Meanwhile, Lord Farquaad is berating a little gingerbread man and to spill the beans. After threatening to take off his gumdrop buttons, the gingerbread man retaliates and he attempts to spill the beans, but he gives not so much information as he mentions the Muffin Man. Then Farquaad is presented with a magic mirror who tells him that he must marry a princess to become king. He's given 3 choices: Cinderella, Snow White, and Princess Fiona. Farquaad decides to choose Princess Fiona, who is imprisoned in a castle guarded by a fire-breathing dragon. Unwilling to rescue Fiona himself, he organizes a tournament in which the winner will receive the privilege of performing the task on his behalf. When Shrek and Donkey arrive at Duloc, Farquaad changes it up and announces that whoever kills the ogre will win the tournament. However, Shrek and Donkey enter the ring and defeat all of Farquaad's knights with relative ease. Amused, Farquaad proclaims them champions and agrees to relocate the fairy tale creatures if Shrek can successfully rescue Fiona and bring her to Farquaad. With that, Shrek and Donkey start their quest and travel to the castle. Then they separate once in, as Donkey tries to look for some stairs to get to the highest room, but is approached by the dragon, who wakes up from her nap and immediately starts blowing fire at them. Then Shrek holds on to the dragon's tail and is slingshotted into the highest room, while Donkey is immediately cornered by the dragon. But they take it easy as Donkey starts to flirt with the dragon, revealing to be a female dragon, and they start flirting away. Meanwhile, Shrek ends up in the highest room and finds the princess and attempts to rescue her and get her out of that room. And once Fiona, Shrek, and Donkey get out of that castle while being chased by the dragon and all the way to the exit, they officially get out of that castle. And then Shrek removes his helmet and reveals to Fiona that he is an ogre. And then Fiona stubbornly refuses to go to Duloc, demanding Farquaad arrive in person to save her. But Shrek retaliates, puts her on his shoulders, and starts to make the quest back to the castle. That night, after setting up a camp with Fiona spending the night in a cave, Shrek admits to Donkey that he is antisocial because he grew frustrated after being constantly judged for his appearance. Fiona overhears this and decides to be more kind to Shrek. The next day, the three are harassed by Robin Hood and his band of merry men. And after they attempt to shoot Shrek with a bow and arrow, Fiona defeats them using some physical martial arts combat skills. And Shrek becomes impressed with Fiona and they begin to fall in love. Then Fiona notices a arrow stuck in Shrek's butt. She tries to get it out, but Shrek won't allow it, as it's got some serious pain involved. But Fiona secretly rips that arrow right out of his ass when Shrek isn't looking. And with that, they continue with their quest. And when the trio nears Duloc, as they see Lord Farquaad's castle in the distance, Fiona takes shelter in a windmill for the evening. Donkey later enters the windmill alone and discovers that Fiona has transformed into an ogre. She explains that during her childhood, a witch cast a spell on her. She is cursed to transform into an ogre at night, but retain her human form during the day. She tells Donkey that only true love's kiss will break the spell and change her to love's true form. Meanwhile, Shrek is about to confess his feelings to Fiona when he overhears Fiona referring to herself as an ugly beast. Believing that she is talking about him, Shrek angrily leaves and returns the next morning with Farquaad. Confused and hurt by Shrek's abrupt hostility, Fiona accepts Farquaad's marriage proposal and requests that they be married before nightfall. Shrek abandons Donkey and returns to his now vacated swamp, but quickly realizes that he feels miserable without Fiona. Donkey appears and chastises Shrek for his bad behavior and for jumping to conclusions, and encourages him to express his love to Fiona. The two reconcile and quickly travel to Duloc by riding the dragon whom Donkey has befriended. Shrek interrupts the wedding just before the ceremony ends and tells Fiona that Farquaad is marrying her to become king. The sun sets as Fiona transforms into an ogre in front of everyone, causing Shrek to understand Fiona's previous remarks. Outraged and disgusted, Farquaad orders Shrek killed and Fiona re-imprisoned so that he will still be king, technically. The two are saved when the dragon, ridden by Donkey, breaks in and devours Farquaad. Shrek and Fiona profess their love and share a kiss. Fiona's curse is broken. She is surprised to find she has remained an ogre, though Shrek reassures her that he still finds her beautiful. They marry in the swamp with the fairy tale creatures in attendance, and they leave for their honeymoon. There it is. That's Shrek. Good movie.